Welcome back. Last week, live on Southeast News, we told you about the report we got concerning some students that were kidnapped close to the School of Health Technology, Oji River. And later in the day, during the broadcast of the program, we got the CSO of Oji River talking to us about that issue and the efforts that we're making to rescue those students. Meanwhile, we did tell you that all that information came out because one man, Kingsley Hiegazie, escaped and announced to the world what was going on. On Sunday, we broadcast a report concerning the Oji River kidnap, talking to victims, talking to eyewitnesses. We'll give you that report now because our reporter, Chukwudi Maduako, was there.
The invasion of White Oji River community and my two area by a person suspected to be herdsmen has left the people in fear as to what will happen next. Students of the School of Health Technology, whose school is not far from the point where the attack took place, have deserted the school for safety. Besides the students, some other residents of the area have also fled to where they consider as safer places. The herdsmen who arrived the area Wednesday evening stormed the road leading to unfenced School of Health Technology, where they stopped a vehicle and abducted the 4 occupants. They later released one of the female occupants and her child and went into the bush with other victims. A victim, Kingsley Ihegazie, who was riding home on his motorcycle, ran into the abductors who dragged him into the bush. He narrated how he was hit with dangerous weapons before he was able to escape from his attackers.
I was on my way with my bike, so I stopped. My phone was ringing and I stopped. Then I was pressing the phone because there is someone I want to transfer some money to. And there was a bad network there, but when I was moving then, suddenly he called me and reminded me. And there is a full network then, so I decided to transfer the money immediately. There, I now stopped. This road is a free road where I used to move anytime, and it's a busy road. So when I stopped, I was trying to do the transfer. I saw one car in the front, and there is about 3 people surrounding that car with gun. So I thought it was a police people because one of them was wearing jacket with gun. So I thought it was police people trying to arrest people inside the car. So I was busy pressing my phone doing the transfer. So next thing, they now begin to shot gun, harassing gun. So before I could know what is happening, I now realized that it's not police. There's one woman inside that car carrying a baby and 3 other people inside the car. So they now discharge the woman and now walk those 3 people inside the bush, 2 women and 1 man. So they move inside the bush. So when I noticed this thing, I now start my bike and turn in order to run. 4 people now block me with gun. So immediately I stop. Next thing, 2x2 on my head. They now use 2x2 and bring me down. So they command me to enter inside bush. So I begin to drag with them. So if I move, then I would do like I see if something draw me, I now fall down. So they use 2x2, continue to force me in order to move inside the bush. So blood, in fact, all my body, they'll use the 2x2 in order to hit me. So the way I managed to escape from these people is by God's grace.
Signature TV gathered that hours after the first incident, precisely around 10 p.m., another group of suspected headers also kidnapped a female pastor of the Optimum Faith International Worship Center near the Oji River Police Area Command. Some eyewitnesses who spoke on the incident said it was promptly reported to the Police Area Command, who referred them to the Divisional Police Station, also in Oji River.
That evening, she called me to ask me that she hope I'm not around because there's things that's going on in the School of Health. And I told her I am not around, I'm in the house. So she said, okay. So a later after that, somebody called me from the church and said I should come, that she was kidnapped with some people from the church, and the robbers came to apprehend her from the church. So that's what happened. So that evening, as we came, we moved down to the police station here. They said they have tried their best. The Uchi's area command station. They said they have tried their best, that she should go down to division. So later I went down to division to make an entry about what happened.
It was around past 10, right? I was just resting on the sofa when my younger brother, the elder to our last born, she's our last born, called me on phone. She said, what's happening? I said, Father was devastated. So on Thursday, I came here and found out it was true.
About 5 of men just entered inside the church. So he started harassing everybody, even Madam. They dragged Madam inside the motor, push around, everybody run away. So even me, as I'm saying now, I run toward the back. Some of men follow the backyard, arrest me immediately. The Madam followed the other backyard, arrest the woman immediately. So 2 of us, we march us toward this forest. As we say, everybody hands up. He hands up, obey the people because they carry gun. When I want to hijack the one of them, they release the gun up. As they release the gun up, everybody fear. Because this one is not a settled matter again. When I wanted to follow the Madams, they started beating me. You look at my hand, you look at everything, even my back. So I have too much injury for my body now. I go in hospital, taking treatment. But what I'm saying now that the person beat me for my brain. The thing cost me head. My brain told me that's a mad person. I push that person that holding gun, follow me for back. When I drag the person, push the person back, then I run inside the bush. Then they match, even they shoot the gun inside that bush, but the gun not touch me.
Emmanuel Honora, an evangelist, said that the security situation in Oji River is getting worse by the day. He recalled that only weeks ago, a robbery incident by some armed men along the Oji River, Archie Road, left a lot of people wounded after they were dispossessed of their belongings.
Before this incident occurred, there was a time one of my friends was harmed on the road here, at least Archie. So one of my friends was harmed on the road. He said that some people met him. He was coming down that evening, and they used machete to machete one of his hands.
The chief security officer for Oji River, Onyi Nwokabia, who spoke to Signature TV in a telephone interview, said the council has put machinery in motion to ensure the release of the abducted persons. He said the forest guards from Oji River and neighboring local government areas are already combing the forest with a view to freeing them and apprehending the perpetrators. For now, the people are living in fear and appealing to both the local and state governments as well as the various security agencies to rise to the occasion and ensure the security of life and properties in the area. From Oji River, Enugu State, Chukwudi Madako for Signature TV.
That was the story. But the funny bit about that story is when the story broke and we got information about it on Thursday last week, the police were denying that it was fake and spurious. You will notice something. During that report, the first person you saw in a video with bloodstains on him is Kingsley Hiegazie. And with me in the studio this afternoon is the wife of Kingsley Hiegazie. Madam, you're welcome to Southeast News.
Thank you, sir.
The sad story we're getting this afternoon is that Kingsley Hiegazie has been arrested by the police and taken to the anti-kidnap unit in Enugu. And we're wondering why. So, Madam, what happened?
Okay. Day before yesterday, I was calling my husband's number after he left to ask him something in the morning time. I was calling his number is not going. Around 11, something like that. His number is not going, his number is switched off. I get worried. So I tried his number to evening time. the number cannot connect. They say it's switched off. I said, no, my husband his phone cannot be switched off for about long time. So I call our engineer. The man who is working for us. So the engineer said that he spoke with him in that morning time. He told him that the police invited them to station. So he was trying to ask him know if it's only him or their many how it happened. So the man said that his phone cut off. So I still any morning yesterday I reached his number. The number is going, but they are not picking it. They are not picking the number. Then I now sent somebody to station to go and check what happened. One of my husband's brother. As he reached there, they now told him that they hold my husband in kidnapping spot Enugu.
Just wait, madam.
Yes.
Your husband was at Oji River.
Yes.
Where did he go to see the police? Was it at Oji River or in Enugu?
At Oji River, division Oji River. That's where they invited him.
And you didn't know when they moved him from Oji River to Enugu?
No, I did not know. I did not know. So, that's yesterday. He's not picking his call. Till the brother now went to the station to confirm if actually he's still there. But I'm worried. I'm confused because I don't know why they should hold him there. So now the brother now came to Enugu yesterday, come and confirm that they are holding him here. As the brother come back, he told me that his situation, that he's very ill, that he's very ill, that he just went to buy drug and food for him. That's yesterday. So even today that I came to visit him, he's not good at all. The wound that they gave him is getting worse because he's not taking any treatments. They're not giving him any treatment at all. Even food, to eat food. He said that he have not eaten since morning. Till the afternoon I came to visit him from Oji River. So the thing pained me so much because my husband have done nothing. He's just a hard-working man. He's just passing on the way and meet this incident, and God helped him to escape. So I don't know why the police will hold him there. I don't know why they will hold him there.
Okay. Did they tell you why he was being detained by them?
Yes.
Did they give you any reason why they put him there?
Yes, the IPO told me that the video that my husband made, which my husband is not the one that made the video, told me that the video is against them. That the video is against them. It's showing that they are not doing any work. So, I don't know my husband's offense, that place.
At this point, we need to ask, provision of security for somebody like Kingsley, who was fortunate to have escaped from kidnappers, is it wrong to be alive and to exclaim that there is danger for others to also escape? Or is it wrong for Kingsley to have escaped the kidnappers then at all? Because the confusing tale here is, why is Kingsley being held by the police? Remember, I did say that if it wasn't Kingsley's shout for help, many people, including the media, would not have known that there was any kidnap incident on that particular day at Oji River. Through Kingsley, we got to know that something wrong was happening. I hope we are not given the notion that when you cry for help, you become a victim of circumstance, because that's not the situation here. For Signature TV, we're going to do everything possible to make sure that Kingsley is out of that detention, except they are saying he committed another crime. Because if you take note, you will discover that Kingsley was not the one recording himself in that video. It was being recorded by someone else who was also making comments concerning that. So how come a viral video that is meant to save lives is becoming a video that is putting somebody behind bars? These are questions the Nigerian police need to answer. These are questions human rights lawyers need to find answers to. These are questions citizens must ask questions about. Is this the way for a woman who is pregnant to stay without a husband, or he is the breadwinner of the family? So, madam, how have you been managing?
Since day before yesterday, it's been very difficult for me and my children to eat, to cope because of my condition. It will be very, very difficult. And my husband, my friend is
Just take it easy. Take it easy.
Let nothing happen to him there, because he's supposed to be taking treatment by now, but there's no treatment there. They just keep him that place. And me and my children, we are just suffering for nothing.
It's a sad story. Let's take a short break. Welcome back to Southeast News. And the main story today happens to be that of Kingsley Hiegazie, who was arrested apparently for doing nothing. We're still waiting for the police to tell us the crime he committed. Was it a crime of raising an alarm that he escaped the kidnappers then? Or was it a crime of telling people to be careful going around Oji River because the times were bad? What was the crime? Let's get back to the wife of Kingsley Hiegazie. Madam, I'm not a doctor, but I do know that being pregnant and being under stress is not the best for any woman. I asked you before, how are you coping? I'm still asking you that same question, because coping is not just about the children in the household, but your physical well-being too. So how are you coping again?
It's not easy for me at all. It's not easy at all, because in this situation, running around to feed the children alone and do whatever, it's not easy for me at all. It will be very difficult for me. Very, very difficult.
So what do you think should be done now so that your husband can be released?
Okay. Please, what I'm asking is that my husband is a very hard-working man. Very hard-working man. So he has done nothing to the police to detain him upon the injury, the wounds he gets. So I'm asking the governor, the president, and the IG to help me and bring my husband out from that station. Please.
Calm down, madam, calm down. With me in the studio, he has just joined us, Charles Pius. Charles Pius is one of us, not just one of us. The good thing about this story we're talking about is that Charles Pius was part of this story. He was the one following the police angle from day one. So, Charles Pius, you're welcome to this edition of Southeast News.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you so much.
My surprise, remember we talked about it briefly, was when police said no such incident took place. And by the time the evidences began to come out, it was clear such an incident took place. So can we reminisce just a tiny little bit of what transpired before we now insisted that we must go and investigate?
Okay, so on a regular day as a journalist, I just go online to check what's going on. So this video came across. I wanted to flip through it and just pass, because I mean there are a lot of things that happen on social media, but the video didn't look fake to me, because I could tell from the beginning, if a video starts, I could tell this is virtually made or artificial intelligence made. So I went back to that video and I assessed it, and I used some items, some tools online, to check the authenticity of that particular video. And I found out that that video was actually authentic. It was true, but it's nowhere. I checked other media platforms to know if this story is out, and there was nothing like that. Oji River wasn't even in the news at all. So I now, asked the police PRO of Enugu State. I heard this particular video is trending, and it's been pushed for several times. It's been shared several times on WhatsApp. I just wanted to find out from him whether he knows about this particular incident. He said, oh, there's nothing like that, nothing of such on his table, before I now sent him the video. And he now said, no, that video is misleading, is misinformative, there's nothing of such that's happened, that in fact, that I should hold on, that is going to give me a comprehensive report. So I now ran with that story and said, okay, this is what the police is saying about this particular video, that whatever it is that is in this video is misinformative. It really maybe never really existed, but the person is just maybe raising an alarm. And that was the first story that came on our Signature TV's website. That's signaturetv.org. But after some few hours, we started seeing the reports that something actually happened. 5 people were kidnapped, the 2 people were rescued, but 3 were still being held. But only yesterday that the other 3 were released. But those 3 said they cannot talk to the press because they're quite tender. They were teenagers, and people who just arrived to school environment, and that incident happened and they picked them. So aside that, there was also another incident happened that same day at night. So it was a complicated matter. So the police now released a comprehensive statement saying, well, yes, something happened, you know, yes, it happened, but it's not as the way, the manner the man narrated it, and he raised so much alarm, and it created panic, you know, in the atmosphere at the time. And so that's the history of that particular incident.
Let me just interject a bit. Now, if you're unfortunate to have been surrounded by people wielding guns and you escape, would you look for a particular manner to express yourself?
Of course, it was not. I mean, I should have thought that that guy should have even helped them achieve, a better policing in that particular area. Something has just happened, and the next thing you're thinking of is arresting those who have raised the alarm. Yes, you could say that maybe the person may have done it ignorantly by, you know, maybe not going to them first and finding a report, but he needed to express himself. He needed to call people's attention that, look, something has just happened this way, people should stop going that way, and he wasn't even the one that did that video. So there wasn't any reason whatsoever to have arrested him and kept him. It's so unfortunate. Every now and then we hear police say, police is your friend. Police is, you know, whatever it is that you see around, come to me or come to us, and we would escalate it or do something about it. But with what has happened, arresting somebody who has raised an alarm over an incident that happened that wants to save other people's lives is not becoming a problem.
And I don't know why that is so. I still don't get it.
Again, it borders on training and retraining, because I also called the DPO, that's a divisional police officer, that initiated the arrest of this Mr.
Kingsley Yegazi.
Mr. Kingsley. And he told me that he has no capacity to speak. And quite frankly, their mode of operation don't allow the DPO to speak on matters. The PRO of the institution of the state has to be the one to speak. But I confronted him, I called him. Now look, there's an allegation that you arrested somebody who raised an alarm about an incident that has happened in your division. Why did you arrest him? He said he cannot speak. Please, I should just speak to the PRO. And I said, okay. And I went back to the PRO. PRO, this is what's going on. What can you tell us a little bit about this particular incident? And he told me he has made some calls that yes, he knows that this thing exists, that he's going to be released. And I asked him, please, when will he be released? He said, well, that's as soon as possible, that I should just give him some time, that he has made some calls. This is just a few minutes ago, before I walked in here.
Thank you for doing all that. My question is not directly to you, but it's open for the police to answer. Kingsley Yegazi committed no offense for screaming for help and telling people, if you take the right-hand route, it's dangerous. Don't go to that direction. There are kidnappers there, and they are holding dangerous weapons. Run for your life. I don't think in any sane society that man should be arrested. He should have been praised as a hero.
Absolutely.
He could have escaped and just gone home to sleep.
Absolutely.
And let whatever wants to happen.
Yes.
But this is a man who put his life on the line to raise an alarm, to tell people that road is dangerous, don't take it. And if he hadn't raised that alarm, let's ask ourselves, won't more people have fallen victim to that kidnap racket or scam or whatever it was? Now, the next thing the police will tell us, that in intelligence gathering, they should have known that that area was susceptible to such an attack. Because from the information I have, And I was told on that day when we were speaking with the CSO, Onyi Mwokabia, he did say that the back side of that school has no fence, that it's porous.
Wow.
So, what crime did Kingsley commit? That's the question. Was it a crime for telling Signature TV his story? Was that the crime? Was it a crime for telling people to take cover and be safe? Was that a crime? Was it a crime to escape and get back to his own home to see his family? Because I'm sure if he had run out of Oji River, today they wouldn't be telling us a story that he was arrested. You invite somebody to the police station, and from there you move him from Oji River to Enugu. I don't know under the guise that they will put that, because as at the time of that incident, whatever they want to concoct, Kingsley Yegazie was not a criminal.
Absolutely.
So for 2 days, from the report from his wife, he hasn't taken his drugs, no treatment. And this is somebody that told the world that they used a 2x4 to hit him on the head.
It's sad, really. It's sad. And it borders on training and retraining of our policemen, frankly speaking. Because, again, the police was, the DPO was allegedly said at some point that that particular narration of what had happened at Oji River almost cost him his job. So you can imagine the level of thinking that the police at that level would be putting out, stating that for that guy to have released that, not that he even released it, somebody videoed him and sent it out. It wasn't him that was videoing and putting it out. So he narrated something, somebody videoed it. I'm not sure they even captured the guy who even did the video. They didn't do that. And someone released it, and then you now went and started looking out for the person who is a victim of a kidnap.
Of a crime. Victim of a crime. You're arresting him. Now, the funny bit is this. Let's go to the extreme and say that he videoed himself. Was he the one that injured himself?
Of course.
Was he the one that wanted to kidnap himself? Remember, from that the story was fake, now we've all accepted that people were kidnapped. We've all accepted that people have been rescued and released. Are we telling ourselves the truth? The truth should have been that an alarm was raised. And when that alarm was raised concerning a kidnap ongoing close to the School of Health, the police should have mobilized immediately to that area. Did they do that?
I'm not sure they did so.
Because if they did that, the information we got from the CSO that it was the forest rangers that were going about looking for these people would not have been the story. The story would have been the police in conjunction with forest rangers were going about looking for ways to rescue these people that were victims of kidnappers.
Absolutely.
I think I buy your idea of training and retraining for the police. If police is our friends, then we have to have friendly police officers that will hear our story, understand with us, empathize with us, and know the right actions to take. Madam, we are not taking your case away from you. We were the ones, Signature TV were the ones that actually brought this story to light. But we still want you to make your appeal again, so that what Charles did say, that he has been told your husband will be released, will not be word of mouth, what will become a reality. So we need you to appeal again and again.
Please, I'm begging for the governor, the president, and the IG to help me and bring my husband out from that place, because I don't want anything to happen to him there. He's not taking any treatment there. He's there with the wound. He's supposed to be taking treatment, but he's not taking any treatment at all. So that wound is getting worse. I don't want anything to happen to him. Please, I need the help of IG, governor, and the president. Please help me. Let my husband come out from that station, please. Considering my situation.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. We want to trust that in the shortest possible time today, your husband will not only be released, but will be home with you and your children. We are trusting that because
Thank you.
earlier in the program, I did say that Signature TV is out to ensure that it's not just release, but he will be with his family. We'll do everything possible. We've done a lot behind the scenes and we'll continue to do everything possible to ensure that he is released. As far as we are concerned, until he's accused of a crime, he hasn't committed any crime for shouting for help and also shouting to tell people to be safety conscious.
Well, I just hope that it doesn't get twisted, in the middle of the park, frankly speaking, because there are stories like these that come up. And so when they arrest someone for something, just because they want to hold the person longer than they should, they go ahead to say that this person is charged for something else. And so for that reason, they want to keep them longer. So
we hope this will not be the situation.
We hope that it's not going to twist at the end of the day, because I'm on this particular matter. I've been following the police PRO on this matter, and he has promised that he'll be released, because I called his attention again on this issue. I'm even sure that he wasn't even aware that someone like that had been arrested and has been kept at the kidnapping unit of the police for the past 2 days, going to the third day, and he's not even aware. I mean, it's possible that he's not even aware. So he said he has made some calls, notifying some persons that, is there somebody like this story is coming into my table and I'm getting a hit for it. Is there somebody like this, please? Is there a possibility for him to be released? So I hope that, he follows through with his words and get that man.
And then we'll keep on him so that he will know that we're really set to ensure that Kingsley Hiegazie does not sleep tonight.
True.
In that place. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you again and again. But remember all the questions and issues we raised. We stand that Kingsley Hiegazie should be released. He hasn't committed any crime. And if you look at his wife, you'd also know that this is a woman that shouldn't be undergoing any form of stress. So please support us to ensure that Kingsley Hiegazie is released today, not tomorrow. Thank you for joining us for this special edition of Southeast News. We'll be back tomorrow with our normal programming on Southeast News. Barik Mado is my name. Thank you, Charles Pius. And thank you, Mrs. Hiegazie, for coming on the program.
Thank you, sir.